clear.
Are you sure this is okay?
Raiding the kitchen in the club? Sure, I'm sure. Even if my dad's right and he never owed me the truth, there's a reasonable argument to be made that he owes me food.
We ate pretty well last night.
Nah, we need staples, you know. We need bread, cheese, cold cuts, fruit. You know. Now since Ruby cut off the handout since Dad got to her.
She doesn't want you to starve. She just wants you to go home.
I'm not blaming her, but I'm not going back. So since I doubt there's enough food in your grandmother's fridge to keep us going... So are you still gonna see her?
Graham?
Yeah.
I don't want to give her a hard attack worrying about me. Besides, if I don't, she could do something crazy like sick the FBI on us. Or my mother.
Well, that's the last thing I know my dad would do.
Audrey!
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I know. It seems like I've been away forever. I've missed everyone so
Frankly,
much.
I don't know what you've been thinking, but it was none of my business until my granddaughter got involved.
Excuse me?
I'd like to know what you're going to do about this situation, which you must agree is intolerable, because if you don't have a better idea, my next stop is the police station, whether Luke approves or not.
Wait a minute. When Lucky came to visit, about every third sentence was about Sarah. Did she and Lucky get in some trouble at school?
Laura, you don't have any idea.
No, I don't. Fill me in, please. What about the police?
Luke didn't tell you?
No, I just walked in the door. I haven't even seen him yet.
Well, I know you haven't seen your son.
Audrey, you're starting to scare me.
Well, what did Luke say when you asked how Lucky was? He got a C in math, but I'm on top of it, don't worry.
Well, obviously you have an opinion, so what should he have said?
That your son ran away from home and took my Elizabeth with him.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, I'm a little alarmed to hear this. Wait a minute. Now, look, if something happened today or last night, I mean, that hardly makes someone a runaway.
Laura, it's been weeks, months even. Lucky was sleeping on the floor in Elizabeth's bedroom for I don't know how long. And once I found out, I tried to put a stop to it, but Elizabeth packed up and left too. Now, your husband may think it's some charming rite of passage for two teenagers of the opposite sex to live out of dumpsters or panhandle on the street or God knows what. But I'm not going to sit around and do nothing. I want my granddaughter home.
What made Lucky leave? Do you know that?
Well, there was some argument between him and his father. I really never knew the details. Laura, I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but did Luke think that once you walked through the door that he could keep you from noticing that your son was gone?
Could you please give me this afternoon to get my bearings straight? You're right. Something has to be done. But before I can decide what, I need to hear this from my husband.
You know where to reach me. I guess I didn't say welcome home. But it's a little late now, isn't it?
Leslie Lou, come on, sweetie. We're going to see Aunt Ruby right now.
Audrey. Hi. Did you hear from Elizabeth?
I had a telephone message, yes.
Well, do you know where she and Lucky are holed up?
No. Are you having a change of heart, Luke? I thought you found children living by their wits commendable, even preferable.
Audrey, if you know when the message was left, I might be able to trace it and find out where they are.
I'm well aware of all of that. If not for your wife, I would be talking to Max Scorpio right now.
Laura?
Not that she seemed opposed to asking the police for help. No, she seemed to
Hey,
be...
you talked to Laura?
Yes, in your living room. I just came from there.
Oh, Elizabeth, is Lucky downstairs?
Leave her be.
No, are you going to meet him
Elizabeth.
later?
Mr. Spencer, I can't tell you things Lucky wouldn't himself.
All right, I understand that. Okay, fine. Listen, just give him a message, please. It's very urgent that I talk to him today. A family emergency. Please.
All right.
Oh, darling, darling.
Is Lucky's family okay?
Well, Luke's a little hot water, but no more than he deserves, but never mind them. All that matters is that you're back.
Graham, I'm not.
Well, then why are you here?
Because I don't want you making yourself sick worrying. You can see that I'm fine. Don't I look fine?
Yes, right now. Fine. Tonight? What about tonight, tomorrow, the next night?
I'm okay. I've got Lucky.
Elizabeth, Lucky is a boy. He may seem very mature for his age. He may have wonderful qualities that you admire. But he is barely responsible enough to take care of his dog, let alone himself and you. What do you think he can possibly protect you from?
What do you think you can protect me from, Graham? The worst thing that has ever happened to me while I was living under your roof.
For heaven's sake, don't you think I know that? Don't you think I am desperate to keep that from ever happening to you again? But, darling, do you think that you are safer from violence sleeping on some park bench? Where are you sleeping?
Lucky would die before he'd let me get hurt that way again. And so would I.
Well, is that supposed to reassure me?
Graham. I know this is hard. And I know this must seem really crazy to you. But I also know that you have lived through a lot, so I trust you to understand when I say that I'm getting through this the best way I know how. I'm not a normal teenager, and I never will be again. And I need someone to help me, someone to give me room when I need it, to hear me when I need to be heard. And let's face it, Graham, you won't. You just can't.
Darling, I know. I have all sorts of shortcomings. I know that I fail you and your sister every day of the week. But, Elizabeth, you are my responsibility, both morally and legally. Now, do you think I really want to go to the authorities?
Graham, please don't. It's only gonna push me to run further away.
Well, what would you propose instead?
Well, if I promise to stay in town and check in with you like this at times that we could agree on, could we just wait and see how things work out?
For how long? Indefinitely?
Graham, one thing at a time, please.
Oh, I don't like it. Well, we could try it for a day or two. Elizabeth, I'm not saying that I'm offering because I swore I wouldn't, but do you have money?
We're okay.
Elizabeth, I never expected you to be someone you aren't just for my sake. So do you think you could extend the same courtesy to me?
That's fair.
Lucky!
Wow.
Lucky. Thank God you have no idea the things that were running through my mind. I mean, why on earth would Audrey Hardy tell me that you were...
Well, why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
I came home. What's the matter?
Oh, did someone send up a flare? You answering an SOS?
It was just time to come home, that's all. I hopped on a plane with your sister. Why so many questions?
Well, you were saying about Mrs. Hardy?
Yeah, well, you know, here you are, looking the same as you always do, except maybe half a foot taller. Wow. And you're hanging out here at your father's club the way you always do, and I mean, why on earth would Audrey Hardy tell me that you had taken to the streets with her granddaughter, the one you don't even like?
Her name's Elizabeth, and I like her fine. You haven't had a chance to get together with Dad, have you?
Lucky, what Audrey's saying isn't true, is
I didn't
it?
think he'd tell you. I was pretty sure. I did start to wonder, though, after the first few weeks what you guys would talk about. What he'd say when you asked about me, but, I guess that's the secret of your success. You don't really tell each other much of anything, which is okay with me. In fact, I'm glad Dad never told you about Nicholas being shot.
What?
Well, because when you came back, I wanted it to be because of us, not him. Seemed important at the time.